Hi, Toby.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Hi, everyone. I'm Zain
Hello,
Onikoyi.
everyone. And I'm Toby Daniels, and we welcome you back to the virtual podcast. We have a new theme for you. This one is titled Island versus Mainland, or Mainland versus Island, whichever one works for you. So we have two stories that we're going into today, but before we do that, in case you have not caught up with the last two episodes, you should go to the YouTube channel at Creative Kloud and catch up. Right?
Actually, what haven't you? what haven't they caught up with it?
Exactly. So, yeah, we're going to get into the stories and Zayn knows the others.
Okay. So, our writer today is Chioma. She's 20 years old. Our story goes as, I went to visit my friend in the popular Victoria Island. There was this tall, fine, handsome, male specimen who directed me to her house. And then when I asked my friend, God be the glory, it was her neighbor. I was eating one fine, delicious rice and meat that I saw on the table when she also told me that it was the guy that cooked. In fact, my crush for him passed 100%. And then trust me, I now made the essential inquiry, and the guy was very, very available and single. This made me to come to my friend's house steadily, and thank God she really supported my ministry by giving me tea fare, and so I became an admirer from afar, praying that as an Igbo girl who couldn't walk up to a man, that miracle will happen. So one fateful day, my friend suggested that since I will be off from work on my birthday, she convinced her neighbor for all of us to go out and eat, and then she will find a way to go out to leave us two together. And stupidly, I agreed with my crush. I agreed with my crush. Mine, not even my real mind. That's a bit.
Crush. I agree with my crush mind, I think.
Not even my real mind. I don't understand that part, but I'll go on. Okay. It was when she called me 2 days to the birthday that the guy had agreed, and I just received a call from my landlord that my house rent has been due for 3 weeks now. My house rent has been due for 3 weeks now. Trust all this troublesome landlord. And when she told me that she had found a nice restaurant with the price more than my salary for the three of us, that was during Easter period, I had to withdraw, swallow and resign from the crush institution. Look at me in this Lagos, an Igbo girl like me. I simply told myself to better go and answer the Obina in my DM right away. Okay, so what do you think about this story, Toby?
Chioma, you are a very stressful writer. God have mercy. This is probably like, I don't know the number of times I've said this on this podcast. Please, if you are a writer and you want to take writing seriously, please take punctuation into consideration. It goes a long way. It helps the reader to understand you better. It also helps to pace the reading. This was very stressful to read, but anyways, the story is nice, I think. It reminds me of this saying when they say that a poor person shouldn't be falling in love. A poor person shouldn't be crushing. Because, these days, in this economy, if you are really liking somebody, the first thing you should do is check yourself, and that includes your pocket. Because you might be going on dates, you might be, going on dates, and if you're broke, it might not work out. Like your asking is.
Yeah, but
I think what you're really trying to say here.
Okay,
you were about to say something?
Yeah, go ahead, I'll get to it.
Okay. I think what Chama was trying to say here is that she doesn't live on the island, and so the crush and the friend lives on the island. And if you know how those island works, the rent there it breaks your back. So, Chama, next time, just watch out before you start falling in love. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, but also, I'm also trying to understand, like, is her friend saying she has to pay for all of their meals? Because I didn't get that part.
Well,
Like, mm-hmm.
I think Choma was just scared that she has nothing to give.
Yeah, and then when you think about the fact that she said her rent was due, and it was Easter period as well, I guess she just maybe got overwhelmed, like it's not worth it. Then I don't think you were really crushing on the guy, because I feel like sometimes when you really like someone, you would go out of your way just to make sure that you get what you want. I think I don't know. I'm assuming, but it's okay. We're so sorry, Chioma.
Story time. There was this time I went for an exhibition, in an art gallery somewhere. And it's beautiful, right? At this point in my life, I was freaking broke. I was so broke. I had a job that I was barely holding on to back then. It was 2019. And this lady walked into the gallery and, fine, beautiful lady. For some reason, I didn't muscle to walk up to her, but I was spoken, I got to find out the kind of car she drives, where she works, and all that. And then I realized that I couldn't keep up. I just couldn't keep up. So I let it go. So sometimes I don't think it's about the crush. I think sometimes it's about like the pressure on people to like match up. And to be very honest, depending on where you're staying on the mainland people and island people, it's like this. While I understand that there are some parts of the island that are not exactly nice, but oftentimes the people in like well-developed areas on the island, they live a pretty good life. And if you are coming from the mainland, where everything is not as expensive as the island, you might want to do some checking.
True.
Yeah. Or what do you think? Say, we know that you live on the island. So, wait a minute.
I'm not based on the island, though. How does that mean? I'm not based on the island, though. I'm not a Mongo.
Are you sure?
I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm not among.
Because the last time I checked, your surname is Onikoyi. It means
that one does not mean anything, no. It doesn't mean. Please, Abego. Don't chase my own. I actually stay on the mainland. Bagada.
Where on the mainland?
Bagada.
Are you sure?
You want to know my house past me?
Okay.
I shuffle and I spend a lot of time on the island. So for me, it's not really, really that different, because I'm always on the island either way. But then I get your point that I can, when you think about the pressure and everything, but she's a lady, but then maybe she just feels like she's maybe not up to the guy's standard, because it's not like she's the one, like she's not the guy trying to like strike someone. At the end of the day, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to say at the end of the day, he'll still be the one to like spend the money. And I just feel like she maybe just felt like she wasn't up to his standard. That's what I think. So I mean, if she was just able to put some money together to like pay for her own meal and stuff, I don't think that would have been so bad. But then I understand her rent is due.
Okay, so let me ask the question. Like, say the situation is reversed, right? And you live on the island, right? And everything is all well and good. And then there's this random guy who's crushing, and he's on the mainland. How would you handle the situation? Do you think there might be like some sort of barrier?
No, but I don't even know why. I don't know why people. To me, I don't know how to explain it, but this whole island mainland thing really does not make any sense to me, to be honest. Although I agree that there is a huge difference in the vibe, but then I don't think it should maybe make you feel less than anybody. Like it doesn't mean anything. Like there are a lot of people who live on the mainland and are living way more comfortably than a lot of people living on the island. So and there are a lot of rich people on the mainland as well. So I don't think that should make you feel less of yourself. So that's just what me I think. If I when I was staying on the island, it wouldn't have stopped me from dating somebody staying on mainland. For me, it matters, like, what matters is now the guy, like, does it have sense? Things like that. I don't think the distance matter, because I mean, at the end of the day, if we're going to see what's my own, yeah, the one that you're going to bring yourself to wherever I am that I find, comfortable and convenient for me. And if I have to come to you as well, we'll find a balance. But it shouldn't define, who we have relationship with, or like our friends or whatever. Like, it shouldn't affect anything. That's what I think. But everybody
that's very true. That's very true. Chioma, I hope you heard that. So it's not too late to ignore Obina and go for your real crush.
Exactly.
Go back to your friend's house and push the buttons. Kudos, something like
exactly. Anywhere you stay, it's just like this Ira Star song. Even if wheelbarrow carry me come, I go still raise my shoulder. Anywhere where you do, it's not anywhere you find yourself, mainland, island, just be confident. Basically, I feel like the confidence is all that matters. So
that's very true. That's very true. I agree. I totally agree. So if you would rate Chioma on a scale of 1 to 10, what would it score be?
The writing, maybe like 3 or 4. It was giving me headache. I'm so sorry. I wasn't. But the story that she was going for, like what she was going for, so maybe like a 6. I mean, the story was good, but there's still some things missing. It did not really give us details like that. It felt like you just rushed it, and you left out some juicy parts. I don't know. But then, let's be fair. Chioma is a young girl. She's just 20. She's just starting her life. So I think I should be a bit. I should be a bit lenient, but yeah, I get. So that's it. What about you?
I'm going to give Chioma, for the writing, I'm going to give Chioma a 3. For the story, I'm going to give Chioma a 5.
Okay.
So it's good, it's all right, but it's just like you said, it's not quite there yet. I feel like Chioma didn't really give us like payoffs. We didn't really get like enough payoffs in the story. There's no high points that could have made us laugh or something like that. And I think that's pretty much it for my end.
So yeah. All right.
So let's go to the next story.
Okay, but before we get into it, I wanted to ask you if you've, okay, well, you actually just said a story of something similar, but I wanted to ask you if you've experienced like classism that, is going on between this whole island, mainland.
If you belong to like a gathering, like a mixed multitude kind of gathering, from like different walks of life, and especially when they're like social gatherings, or maybe sometimes even just peer gatherings or some events or something like that. Sometimes some conversations might pop up and people are asking, so where do you live? So somebody might say, oh, I live in Ikoyi, or I live in Lekki, something like that, or something like that. And then it comes to your time and you ask something like, oh, I live at Yanobaja. And somebody's like, oh, where is that? I'm like, don't you live in Lagos? You don't know where Yanobaja is. Well, to be very honest, Yanobaja is far from everywhere. So I understand that there are people on the island who have never actually like stepped out into like the farthest part of the mainland. I think the farthest they've gone is like probably from the island to the airport to Kenya, in the country or something like that. So you would realize that when you get into some circles, especially if you're trying to develop a life, you realize that there is actually a classism that people tend to like segregate themselves because of that. And to be very honest, I've been in spaces where I realized this is a thing, down to the kind of car that you drive. The question is not even, do you have a car? That's not the question. The question is, what do you drive? Do you get? And it's until you start getting to this conversation you realize there is actually classism. It's a big thing because it's crazy.
Yeah, but I think it should be a motivation for you to maybe just hustle harder, if that makes sense, rather than make it be what, what's the word? You shouldn't let it be what dulls your spirits.
What defines you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah, just let it be. It's just of motivation and you'll be good. That's just it. Because there'll always be someone doing better than you are. So
Of course. It's like pressure not to person. I tell you.
Exactly.
Pressure is real. Pressure is real.
Okay.
And I wouldn't blame a lot of people who stay on the mainland who have not really had the opportunity to go to the island. Eventually, when they do, it's oftentimes I wouldn't say culture shock because culture shock is too big of a concept. I feel like it seems different to them. They seem out of place, and so it's very, very difficult for them to fit in. Right? I think the first time I moved to Lagos was 2014. I think sometime around 2019, I was working on the island. And going home every time I would pass that Bodilon Drive, that Ikoyi Bodilon Drive, and I would see houses. And in my mind, I'm like, man, and not just the houses. I'm seeing billboards saying apartments are going for 130 million, 150 million.
And you're like,
I'm here. I've not even made my first 2 million. What am I doing in my life? So I understand that pressure. Yeah, I understand that pressure. But Choma, it's okay. You can try.
But then, pressure. I don't think it's pressure though. I think it just makes me. It's like, wow, people are really doing great things in this life, and it makes me decide, where do you want to be? Do you want to be on this side or do you want to be on this side? So, I think maybe that's for me. That's just I don't feel pressured by it. I'm just like, people get money for this life. So me if I won't get money. So that's how I see it.
Right.
And so it's not I think that sometimes there is the right kind of pressure, to help you become who you need to be, if that makes sense. So but yeah.
And I guess it depends on how you handle the pressure.
Yes, also how you handle it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so let's move on to.
Well done, Choma. So what story are we taking next?
The Domola Adeogun.
Okay, I'm gonna read that one. So this one is from Domola Adeogun. Domola's IG handle is calm_Domola. Domola is also 20 years old.
Okay.
So this looks like a lot of pressure from young people, but anyways. So let me read. When islanders show you pepper, you self-pity yourself. For trenches, you feed the boss, but sure you don't watch your age mates drive G-Wagon while they're inside down from where the engine they scream before. Moments like this would have you screaming God when. I legit felt like a spoon. Anyways, I was coming from beggar access to visit a friend I went to school with. So I boarded a bus going to Aja. The road was well and good until we crossed the bridge. Of I began to see cars in the likes of Mercedes-Benz, sport cars, Dodge, Chevrolet, Camaro. I love cars so much, so I was basically salivating and couldn't control my excitement. All these things just made me feel. It was when our driver pulled up to an Orlando fueling station to refuel that I saw my age mate come down from G-Wagon to purchase fuel. He asked the fuel attendant to fill a full tank. Full tank in this economy. I almost shouted, "Hola!" But I had to control myself, make my squeeze go. His girlfriend alighted from the passenger seat to get some food, and let me just put it out there. Mainland girls have nothing on island girls. They can never compare. Argue with your screens. Domola, you are looking.
My eyes.
You are looking for trouble. The beauty on this lady, from her drip to the way she talks, to how she acted, you could not say this will get mad for me. But almost, alhamdulillah, because I cannot go and do money ritual to be like that. But to remain small, I was considering it. The oppression was too much. Then the realization set in that I may just poor. Now, so I vexed go my friend place. I got to the place just for the stupid boy to be asking me if I have 20k, he can use to order small chops. I nearly sold one that day. I think the Mola is a guy.
Yeah.
I think the Mola is a guy. The Mola, now wow. Another pressure. So I think this one is the real. Well, I wouldn't say this is classism because there is no direct oppression on you here, Dumala. This is in your mind, I guess.
Yeah,
but I understand what you're trying to do here. The oppression is just in your mind. They didn't come to your house, come and oppress you. You know, it was just perceived. And I understand how young people, how we all perceive these things. Because I won't lie, the pressure is real. Being in a bus and you see somebody younger than someone of your age when you're driving a really great car, and you're wondering what is going on, what is happening.
Yeah, but you people, I think sometimes people forget that some of these kids can't afford distance as well. Their parents got distance for them.
Yeah.
So
but it doesn't excuse the fact that they have access to those things and you don't.
So
it doesn't excuse the fact
that.
I guess our parents, we drag our parents into this. Because I don't know.
But yeah.
There's this place called Down for Bristol in Lagos. I think it's along that Ikoyi axis. The first time I went there with some co-workers. It was quite a while ago. I saw people step down from cars, and I was like, okay. People would thank God I came here in an Uber. I didn't make the mistake of taking buses. So it wasn't really obvious that I didn't have a car, but everybody seemed to have a car. Everybody was just stepping down from really nice cars, G-Wagons, Prado, different kind of cars. And for a minute, I was there really bothered about my life and the job that wasn't paying me enough, So I think I get the oppression that this Jamal is talking about, but I think the classism here is in your mind. I think it's you basically just putting yourself down, below how you perceive. I think we can do better to not, just like you said, we can do better to not put ourselves under unnecessary or negative pressure. If at all you feel any certain pressure, they should push you to do more for yourself in a positive way. In a legal way,
not reach
don't do legitimate things.
Yeah, and
because
not reach because that's. I know it may be a joke, but I that's another thing that I have a problem with, because a large number of people think the solution to you not having money, or you have small problems, the next thing is you're thinking about like rituals. Like why do you think the first solution is like spiritual? Like why do you have to like? I'm so sorry. I was watching this Yoruba movie and then the guy lost his job and he was home for a few months, and obviously his wife was beginning to like frustrate him, and then she brought up the idea, let's go and do stuff. And then the next thing was to say, you have been suffering. You've not had a job for months, this one, that one. So the next thing is that you want to do money rituals. I'm like, how? Like, how did you go from, I don't have a job, I have not been able to get a job, and the next thing is that you want to go and, like, I think all these movies as well, like, push these narratives, but I understand that there is the spiritual aspect here, but I don't think that, that should always be, like, the next thing people think about, like, that's the solution. It has to be that I go and find, like, maybe your village people are after you, and so that's why you're not making it in life. Like, sometimes it's our mindset that is limiting us. It's our mindset that is, stopping us from being able to achieve the things that we need to achieve. But I digress.
I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, this is not me trying to, this is not me trying to be pro-ritual or anything. But I think I understand the helplessness people feel for them to go into these things, because I think it takes a level of perception of helplessness. You thinking there is no other way.
And you don't think you have to run to God or like pray
No.
or like
Okay, so I understand that. To be very honest, there are a lot of people in prayer houses praying and they're not seeing results, right? So let's not excuse that part. There are people in churches, people go to churches for vigils, do this, do that, and they don't get results, right? And it's not so much just about just the prayers. It's also about we're going to come to that. Let me finish. I don't think it's so much about the prayers. I think it's also so much about the opportunities that you take advantage of.
yeah,
Limited
that's
opportunities that are available to you.
to you,
And to be
yeah.
very honest, right? Why prayers go a long way, because I believe prayers. Why prayers go a long way, I think there are people out there who are in a position where they literally have no opportunities. Maybe they're not born into like well-to-do families, or there's no stepping stone for them. And so for a lot of them, to go the longer route of waiting and extreme hard work seems like very daunting. And so they would rather go and do rituals because it's the fastest route. I think so.
As you said, the fastest route. And I also think what contributes to that helplessness of feeling like there's no opportunity has to also do with the environment and how and the people that that are around as well. Like that's what will make you feel like you don't have opportunity. So praying. So what you said, I wanted to counter was saying that you are praying. And nothing is happening. Are you praying for action or are you praying for guidance? Are you praying that God helps you to see those opportunities that are presented, right? Like sometimes we have everything that we need and we are so blinded because we are thinking that God will come through to us in a particular way when God can come to you in any way and in any manner, but just have an open mind and like try to see more than well, maybe not more than, but like try to just look around you and see and like be able and take advantage of like little opportunities that are there. But limiting mindsets, I don't want to say maybe limiting environment, but maybe like negative, I don't know, something that has to do with the environment, just stunting your growth. But like the same way you say some people grow up like in a place where there are no opportunities, there are people in that same situation that make something of themselves, that find their way out. So I know when I say these things, it makes me sound like I'm a bit, but it's like you have no excuse. I'm so sorry, but you just don't.
I understand what you mean. I totally
Just
agree
don't.
with you. But I would say that I think I'm learning to give grace to people because I realize that we are at different places in our lives.
Yes, of course. I
To even understand this thing you're saying is a privilege that some people don't have.
True.
That mentality is also a privilege that some people don't have. And when we're talking about prayers, right? People would literally go pray, and their prayer points could be misguided, just like you said.
Yeah.
They're not praying for guidance. They're not praying for capacity building. They're not praying to have better opportunities. They're just praying for blessings and blessings, And I feel like our perception about things also determines what we pray for and how we pray for things.
Yeah.
It also determines how we go about life. So exposure to is a luxury that
Yeah.
don't have.
It is.
I'm a blame game is tough. Jamala, please stop blaming people. Nobody's oppressing you here. There's no classes.
Yeah, there isn't actually.
Your story is, I feel like your story had like it started good on a good note. I was feeling the vibe, but you lost me at some point because I feel like you deviated a little bit away from the scene. I understand that you're probably like a mainland person and you're coming to the island, blah blah blah. But the classism here, I'm not really seeing. I'm going to give you a story.
The mindset because of what he said. Because I just went back to the story and then said, "Na me just poor." Like being poor is also a mindset. Like
it's a mindset.
A mindset. So
it's
what
a reality too, by the way. It's a reality. When you put it in your pockets and you're seeing 5 naira, you have bread.
You're broke. That's broke. That's being broke.
That's being poor. Being broke is relative. Being broke is relative.
I agree to disagree.
Okay. So let's play a game, right? short one. So what is being broke to you? How much do you have in your accounts to consider that you are broke?
Even if I don't have a naira to my name, I trust that something will come up. Something I will find a way to make money somehow.
Okay.
So if what?
That's okay. I say you're just being enlightened right now.
No, I'm not joking. I say I'm okay. So let me. There's something that happened in my house. I got home pretty late, and then I called my security because I just moved to the area, and I wasn't aware that there's certain gates that get locked. So I got home like around like 1 a.m. ish, and my security, I called him to come, but because he's not a very patient person, bro just jumped up and I don't know where he was with, and I kept calling him, guy, this is where I'm not far from the house. He found his way to like where he wasn't supposed to, and then he got arrested. But I was able to like talk to some of the securities, and I begged after like almost an hour like being there, and then they opened the gate and I went home. So I had to wait till, because we kept calling, and then he picked and said he has been picked up by the police. So I had to wait till morning. To be fair, the last money I had on me was what I used to clear my cab. I went to that police station without a dime to bail him out. Like, I'm not joking. I did not have it, but I did not see it as limited. I don't even know, to be fair, I don't even know where I got that confidence. But I did not see it as limiting. I didn't even have to even call anybody to ask anybody for money. I don't like, it just got sorted out, like, because we have two securities. So the other one was like, okay, he would just borrow us the money, and then I'll sort him out later. And that was all. But I went into that police station. I didn't even know how much they were going to ask. I didn't know if they were going to ask for like 100K too. I just went into that police station that this guy is coming out today, and I don't know. So like for me, that's why I said it's like being broke. Like, even if I don't have a naira to my name, when you know this whole thing that they are saying that account balance zeros, composure. Now maybe that. Now maybe that's like, no, I like money. Like I don't try to like let what is in my bank account be what like boosts my confidence or something. Like, so that's why I said it's a mindset, because maybe I'm just I'm just delulu. It's possible. Maybe I'm just
no. I don't think it's delulu. I think it's the right mindset to have.
Yeah,
the right mindset to have.
Yeah, it's just,
but the point I was trying to make.
Go on.
The point I was trying to make is that being broke is relative. There are people who would have millions in their accounts and they're broke. You know, there are people who have like maybe 10K in their accounts and they're broke. And there are people that they have 100K in their accounts, 200K, millions, and they still think they're poor. You know,
and so that's why it's mindset now. So
yeah, it's a mindset thing.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing.
Aside, so here is how I approach life sometimes. So the mindsets that we operate by as individuals, you know, a lot of times it's a bubble that we exist in. You know, oftentimes when you are out there interfacing with other people, you realize that it's a different world entirely. And what you think you are, some people don't necessarily think that way. So you think, oh, I'm not poor because despite the fact that I have money in my accounts, I know, you know, I have the power to maybe create wealth or bring about better opportunities that could make me. But you will be in some spaces where it will be brought face to face with you that, okay, you are poor.
Well, so you, because you know, get now, no me say you won't have like yeah. So that's still.
I like it.
It's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I like that. Though. Anyways, Jamola, I'm going to give you a story. I'm going to give you a story before.
How about the writing?
I'm going to give you a story before. Your writing is a little better than Chioma's writing. So I'm going to give you a writing A4 also.
As well.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
4. Let me give you a 5, right? Let me give you a 5.
Because it was a lot better than
yeah, it was a lot better to read that first. Yeah. But talking about the theme here, I feel like you didn't really play well enough on us. Just like Chioma didn't do it. You didn't really give us like the the chance to experience the depth of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. So if you want to pick a winner out of this two, then who?
It will have to be Demola. I know. Based on like classism, it isn't there. I don't know. For me, it's just I don't really have a solid reason, but yeah, Demola. So how about you?
To be very honest, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will go with Demola.
What did you say?
Demola. I think I will go with Demola also.
Mm-hmm.
Demola, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you made it in this episode, but you basically won this episode. In terms of writing, you did better, and your story also had what they call the potential. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it had more potential than the first one. So yeah, Demola is the winner of this episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
I
wanted to say something. I shared a story about classism, how I perceived, not necessarily experience, how I perceived classism.
I actually do not have a story, at least not right now. Nothing is coming. Nothing is coming. But I think we had like good stories for today.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
Well, good. It could be better. It could be better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chioma and Demola, please try as much as possible. Get better with your punctuations. Yeah, do better with punctuations. And also please learn that in especially when you write short stories, there should be payoffs. There should always be payoffs. There should be something to look forward to that keeps us through the entire story, and moments that we can hold on to. That would really be fun. Anyways, it's been a great episode talking about the stories. I had a great time.
Yeah. I had a great time as well. I had a great time as well. I really did. So yes. So we have come to an end. We've come to the end of this episode, and we hope you guys enjoyed it, and you guys also share your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Where would they do that?
Do that on Instagram, but I'm sure you'll not be able to see the full clip on Instagram, so do that on YouTube.
On the YouTube. Mm-hmm.
And do have to also share your stories at Creative Kloud Hub. Feel free to go into the DM, share your stories. These people share their stories. There isn't a limit to how many times you can share your story, because Sabiti's, one of our facilitators here, just told us that Demola is Dre from the first episode, so that means you can make multiple entries as much as you want to.
Yeah.
So yeah. Until the next episode, you guys have a great time and stay cool.
Bye.